And we are live. Hello, ladies. Let me see if I can share this post. Okay, I'm just trying to see if I can share this link, but hello, ladies. Welcome in. Who is joining me live? Who's joining me live today? Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I hope we're having a beautiful Wednesday. I've got, ladies, first of all, let's talk a little bit about why today's live is coming today instead of yesterday. And then we're going to go into the announcement for today, and then we're going to start talking about the discussion for today. Okay, so first things first, for those of you who are, this is the first time that you're seeing me, so you're watching a video of mine, a training, or whatever it is, you are welcome. My name is Avi, and I am a life coach, okay? So I help professional women who are stressed out, overwhelmed, and lost. I help them have balance in their life. And the topic that we're going to be talking about today, I have lived through this life, okay? This was my reality years ago, and I continue to see it in the lives of the women around me. And some days I feel like I've spoken about it enough, then something happens, and I'm like, no, I have to go talk about this again. So that's actually what spurred today's post. Now, it's coming today instead of yesterday because I had a couple of conflicts that I needed to, be ready for you guys, because I want you to be able to take something out of these trainings every week, okay? So, welcome in, ladies, welcome in. We have a very some of the things I might tell you might trigger you. If you feel triggered from what I'm saying, it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing, okay? So I want you to embrace those triggers because that is a chance for you to heal, all right? And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat as we progress. Okay, so Superwoman. Who here has been called strong woman, independent woman? God, you're so strong. Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do it. Wow, you're such a superwoman. I don't know how she does it. Gosh, how many of you have heard that? Or have been around people who have said things like that? For me, when that was my reality, that's all I used to hear. I will see women who are well rested, taken care of, looking really good and feeling good. I will be talking about my job, my life, and how it's so hard and I have to do all those things. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, you're such a superwoman. Like, how do you do it? Wow, man. Wow, you're so strong. You're a strong woman. And it was a phase for me. First of all, I was in a phase where that felt like a badge of honor. Like I thought, yeah, I'm a strong woman, superwoman. And then I started to feel the effects of wearing that title. When I started feeling the effects of wearing that title, I moved into the next phase. And the next phase was when women, this is specifically from other women, when other women will say, oh, you're such a superwoman. Amy can do it. She can get it done. I'll start to feel triggered because I'll start to feel like, why do I have to be the one to do it? What's wrong with your hands? No, don't tag me as strong, superwoman. No. You know why? Because when I entered that phase of carrying that crown or superwoman, I hated life. It almost killed me. literally. I hated life. I hated people in life, men, women, children. Because life was just like a burden. And the sad part about this is that those women, I feel like those women were sent to me to wake me up. And that's why I was feeling triggered by them. I'm going to break down what when people say that, I'm going to break it down for you, what it actually means. And then we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to talk a lot about the mindset behind this. Okay, you guys know in my trainings, I don't just give you tips and tricks. Everybody can do that. You can Google that. Let's talk a little bit about the psychology behind why women think it's a badge of honor to be tagged as Superwoman. What's wrong with the word Superwoman? Let's even start from there. What does it mean? Okay. Now, is it wrong to be Superwoman? The question, when women ask me this, I say, how does it feel to you? Because that's all that matters. If it feels good to you to be this, wearing your cape all the time, saving everybody's problems, putting aside your needs for the sake of others. If it feels good and you don't feel any negative effects from it, this training is not for you. You are in the wrong group. Okay? My advice, stop watching. However, if you have been called Superwoman, strong woman, independent woman, boss babe, if you've been called all of those things and you are starting to feel the negative effects. What do I mean by negative effects? Well, that's the bulk of this video. But negative effects means the toll that it takes on you. Like, it's not free. It's not a badge of honor that you're happy to wear. You resent it. You resent it. If that's you, you are in the right training. I have been sent to wake you up. Okay? So let's take a step back. Now, when we growing up, I remember my childhood as that one where, women, girls, where, go to school, get a job, have your own, and all of that. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that we were empowered in that way. Okay? I'm not going to come here and take us back to the 1950s. No. I'm glad that women have the rights and we have everything that we need to stand on our own. Okay? But the effects, the negative effects of that was that that narrative was pushed so much that we were conditioned to view support and help as this negative thing. And I remember when I was growing up, there was a way we used to describe women who were supported, women who were like stay-at-home moms, women who were provided for. We used to call them lazy. We used to view them like in this negative light, like they're so lazy. How can they give their power away? Like they're maltreated. We used to view them like that. And so when I grew up, graduated from school, my bachelor's was so masculine. When I mean masculine, there were about 200 guys in my class and we're about 8 girls. That's my bachelor's. My bachelor's was in electrical engineering. And so from that, I had been groomed to function in a mindset where I was so independent that I did not see the value in needing others. I did not see the value in accepting help. And a lot of women who grew up like me, you guys experience the same thing. Because we were told and we were taught that you have to stand on your own, you have to own your back. And that's great. It's a wonderful thing that women are able to stand on their own 2 feet. But that doesn't mean that we should shame. We should shame and view help and support like it's a negative thing. Like if you are only doing it by yourself, now you're worthy of being a woman. But if you have help and support, or if you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you don't have a career, now you're less than, and things like that. And that conditioning hurt all the women in both aspects. The women who were, didn't have careers or were not able to stand on their own, they didn't have worth. They were looked down upon. The women who were career-oriented, they thought they had work. I use the word thought because in the workplace, that's where we shine. That's where our glory shines. That's where we feel valued. But outside the workplace, a lot of women are lonely and sad and depressed. Like I am on these forums, I see after the other, it's taking this depressant, taking that medication, taking this, taking that, why? What's going on? What is happening? There's a lot of reasons for this, but I'm going to speak from my own perspective. When I was in that state, I felt lost, confused. I thought I was confident at work. Like, I can do my own thing. But outside work, zero life. I teach you guys how to have balance. It is so ironic that I'm the one teaching this message. If you guys knew me when I was so in my Superwoman syndrome, I didn't even know what the word balance means. I thought it was a joke. I thought, are you kidding? That's for lazy people. That's for lazy women. That's for women that don't have drive. Women that don't know, they're not ambitious. I didn't know that it was conditioning that was making me see that. I didn't know. And if there were no negative effects, like I said, I wouldn't even be here talking to you guys about balance. But and I'm grateful to be in this position, but part of the thing that really bothers me is when I see the more women every day complaining. This is happening. Nobody wants to help me. I'm so tired. This is that. Am I the only one that has to do everything? I feel like the only responsible adult in my house, in my life. And I'm just like, what is going on? What? And all of these things that I'm talking about, one of the major reasons is because we are leaving out of alignment of who we were designed to be. I am fascinated by the word woman. When I think about woman, I think, oh my gosh, here's this goddess. I don't think there needs to be super in there. The word woman speaks for itself. Because when you start adding superwoman, now you are putting the pressure on women to become something that they're not. Neither do they want to be. The other day, I was on social media scrolling, and there was this video of a pregnant woman. I think she's an athlete, a professional athlete, and she was on the treadmill she was going on the treadmill, and the comment there was, why is it, most women cannot do this when they're pregnant, but here's a woman who's pregnant. I think this woman was like 7 months, you guys. And she was on the treadmill and lifting weights. And I'm like, oh my gosh, have we gotten to the extent that even when a woman is pregnant, we expect her to be lifting weights? Are you kidding me? And I went through the comments and I was so proud because majority of the comments were like, how can you expect a woman to do this? Not every woman should do this. And I was so proud, and I was so glad, because now we're waking up. We're waking up. So let's take a step back. This whole Superwoman syndrome, why do we feel like we have to be Superwoman? Why? Let me quickly explain that Superwoman. When I say Superwoman means that you are what I call a do-it-all. You are known as the finisher, the fixer. So you get things done, you go above and beyond. Everybody comes to you to solve problems. You are the problem solver. In every single situation, you are the alpha. What does it mean to be the alpha? It means you are the one that people view as, she will fix my problem, she will save me, she is this, she is that, she is that. You are the doer. Let's give an example. Let's say you're out with friends. You are the one that's planning things. You are the one that is directing them. You are the one that is solving all your friends' problems. In your relationship, you are the one that's doing all the chores, the child care, everything in the whole marriage or relationship, whatever that is. You are the one taking all of the responsibility. That's the word I'm looking for. That's what I call Superwoman. Now, I wouldn't use that term if it didn't have any negative consequences. I would say woman. I don't even want to use that because it feels very icky, because that's not what it means to be a woman. But I wouldn't add Superwoman. I add Superwoman is because you're doing more than you should. Point blank, period. You are doing more than you should. And so when you are doing more than you have been physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually designed to do, problems will emerge. This is not a debate. It is what it is. Anytime you are functioning way beyond your capacity, problems will emerge. Now, in a normal society, when somebody's functioning out of their capacity, what you would expect is, somebody would say, hey, do you want to take some time to rest? I see you're doing a lot. Take some time to rest. In a normal situation, that's what you would expect. In life, what happens is that people come into your field, they see you as this person that is solving everybody's problems, ready to be used, because that's what it is, ready to be used. So they come in, they were not necessarily thinking about taking advantage of you, but they see you're so eager to be used. So they come and they bring their own problems to you and you solve it. And that's how you keep attracting people that are taking from you. And so what you're going to notice is that, first of all, you're going to be drained. Okay? There's something they call breadwinner burnout. You're going to be drained. Drained. Your energy is going to be drained. Because everybody that comes into your field is taking from you. Now, where a lot of women struggle with this is that they think that the people who are taking for them are the bad people. They call them all sorts of words. The N-word, I don't want to use that on my videos, but you guys know what I'm talking about. N-word that ends with a T. They use, this person is an N-word, this is that. They use all of those words. They think those people are the problem. They think that those people are evil. They can't trust those people. They think that people are users, but they never shine the lens on themselves. It is physically, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually impossible for somebody to come into your field and take from you without your permission. It's impossible. It's a crime in most countries. That's why we have laws. That's why we have a judicial system. That's why we say justice. Because literally they're going to have to violate you physically to take from you. And when they do that, it's a crime. So if you are not being physically violated and you are feeling that everybody who comes into your field uses you and takes advantage of you, and now you're so drained and tired that you shut down, the problem is not them. It's so nice to blame them, I know. But let's think about it this way. Let's take the responsibility to fix this, because that's the only way that things will change. We cannot fix others. We can't. We can only fix ourselves. And I'm talking to the women who are in that place right now where you just feel lost. Like, it's just like a cloud on your head. You just feel lost, but you're so tired that you don't even care anymore. And you're in that place where you don't even know if it's possible for a way forward. That's the person I'm talking to. There's a way forward. But first, let's understand the reason why we're behaving like this, because in that is the wisdom to fix the problem. So one of the effects of being Superwoman is just you're drained. No time for yourself. No time to do the things that you want, to go to the gym, to cook healthy meals, to go play. Ladies, you know we were created to play. Oh my gosh. We were created to play. If you study a woman's reproductive system and our hormonal, this lady, I've forgotten her name, she calls it the hormonal hierarchy. And essentially, if you see how our hormones are designed, we are at our best when we're playing. Because when we're playing, oxytocin, which is the top of the hierarchy, comes out. And when we have oxytocin, oh my goodness, just a lot of things happen. But when you're in that place where you're functioning as Superwoman, doing more than you should, there's no it's impossible, because your physical body is in a place of stress, so you cannot even enjoy the benefits of why you're a woman. Which takes me to my next point. This one is very heartbreaking, because I remember the better part of my life when I started having the knowledge that, oh, I'm a woman and whatnot. You guys, it's really hot here. When I started having knowledge about, being a woman, and for my teenage years and whatnot, when I remember my teenage years up to a certain point, I hated being a woman. I thought it was the most unfair thing ever. I thought, gosh, what a sad life to be. I hated being a woman. Every single thing about it. I just hated it. And I hated the people that will say things like, don't you know you're a woman? In my mind, I would be like, did I ask to be one? Why are you expecting me to do this? Gosh, I hated it. And I talked to a lot of you guys. You guys hate it too. Go online and see the women complaining. Why are women expected to do this? This standard is this. That standard is this. Why should women do? They hate being women. And I don't blame them, because when you're functioning out of the way you have been designed, you will hate it. You will hate it, because you're not doing the things that you were brought here to do. You're picking up after other people's slack. That's a very sad life. It's very sad. Does it mean that you don't do things for others? Does it mean you don't volunteer? Does it mean that you don't take care of others? No. It doesn't mean any of that. In fact, you are actually in a better position to do that when you are not over utilizing yourself, you're a better human being, because now it's coming from an overflow instead of an underflow. So just to kind of recap, the second reason and the second effect of the Superwoman syndrome is that you hate being a woman. And when you hate yourself, you're going to hate everything else around you. It's going to affect every area of your life, your career, your business, your relationships, your friendships, your family. You will be a horrible person to be around. You will be a very horrible person because you hate yourself. What good can come of that? Nothing. And how I wish that when I studied how our brain works and how our mind works, right? How I wish that, when you're in that place, something just comes and saves you, and, your body just says, okay, we hate life today, tomorrow we're gonna love life. But ladies, it doesn't work that way. Whatever it is that you're creating in your body, if you're feeling so much hate and disgust, you're going to continue to create more of that. The body thinks, oh, well, that's life. It's going to continue to create that. And that's why you would notice that your reality doesn't change. You can go to the beach, you can go on vacation, you can spend years in therapy, you can think about quitting your job, but if you don't actually fix the thing that's creating the dissatisfaction that you feel because you're a woman, you won't see results. You would not see results. In my own case, I say that my journey, I can talk about it now because I move forward, but when I was in that place where I was just lost, and I thought that I would leave this world. When I was in that place, I feel like that happened to me. A lot of you guys, if you don't know my story, I was so burned out and stressed out that I actually collapsed in my house. And I feel like that happened because I was I was very stubborn, like in that mind of, no, independent woman, nah. That had to happen for me to come out of it, because I don't think that I was in a state to listen to messages like this. It was so ingrained in me. It was like extreme. And I'm grateful. I don't want it to happen again, and it will not. But I'm grateful because that gave me perspective in talking with you guys. That gave me perspective in understanding you guys who are going through it as well. And that's why I can come here and say there's hope. There's hope because I've lived through the reality and I'm on the other side, and I can see that, look, girl, there's hope, but you're going to have to do some certain things. Okay? So just to recap, second effect is you just don't like being a woman. You think life is unfair as a woman, and you think life, like, what is the point? Why am I even a woman, right? That's what you think. That's what you think. And it affects other areas of your life. The ripple effects are grave. Today I heard something that touched my heart. I was talking to someone and they were telling me about what happens when people are at the end of life. So they were saying that when people who, like old people in old people homes, when they're about to leave the world, they start asking for their mother, because the relationship that a mother has towards her child is just one that is of unconditional love, and it's almost like the representation of the love that God has for us, but in a human form. And so when they are leaving the world, they start asking for their mother. And this person was explaining to me that even sometimes the way that we sleep and whatnot, some positions when we are sleeping on our bellies and things like that, sometimes we're actually craving the affection of our mother. And so our body mirrors that position to be able to get that. And it got me thinking, and they were like, yeah, it's just, it's nature's way of essentially promoting and making sure that we as humans have what we need, and the role of a mom is so integral. And when they were saying that, at first I went into a place of, oh my gosh, the pressure of being a person, of being a mother to a child. And then I was like, no, wait a minute. This just even emphasizes the impact of this work that I do it, because now I have proof and science to back it up. And I'm like, if nature has this beautiful responsibility placed on women, that means that women have what they need to do that. So when they're not doing or filling themselves up, and that responsibility is there, you're doing yourself a disservice, aka the effect is what you're seeing. And so when you understand how important and integral, and you don't even have to have a child, just being a woman, when you understand the importance, gosh, if you know how important that you are to people that are not even your family, to life. If you live in a community, do you know how much people benefit from your presence? They're not going to tell you because it's not happening on a conscious level. There is something that they feel in the presence of a woman. There is something. The nourishing effect, when you hear other people describe it, you're going to be like, wow, oh my gosh, that's how you feel? God, I need to take care of myself more. So I say this to say that even without trying to prove yourself and taking on more than you need, you're valuable just by existing. Just by existing. And so when you have that perspective, you will start to understand why you shouldn't start to feel guilty when you take care of yourself, because the world is benefiting from you even without asking. And so now you have to, whether you like it or not, it's happening. And so you now have to take responsibility for your life and say, what can I do to make sure that I am showing up in my best capacity so that I can continue to be this light to the world? Because on one end of the spectrum is Superwoman and overgiving. On the other end, when women start to understand their worth, they then go into shutting down, shutting everybody up and saying, it's all about me, 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 me. It's just me. And they call that boundaries, by the way. When they say I have boundaries, what they mean is they shut the gate completely, and now it's all about me, 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 nobody else. I'm not giving anyone. Either end of the spectrum is not the best, ladies, because as humans, as social creatures, we were not only designed for me, 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 me all the time. If I was doing me, 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 I wouldn't be here, right? If you guys were doing me, 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 you wouldn't go to work. So on the other end of the spectrum, where women think they have boundaries, that's not the best either. But sometimes you have to move from there to there and then come to the middle, where you understand that you are too important not to take care of you. What is the most valuable thing that we value in the world? I'm trying to think of. Is it money? Think about trophies and how they care so much about trophies. That's how you should carry yourself. I'm not saying you should become a trophy woman, but view yourself as the kind of person that is so special that she has no choice but to take care of herself, but to put herself first. Because when you do that, you're changing the world just by existing. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. But that needed to be said. How are we enjoying the training, ladies, so far? I do have one more point that I wanted to talk about as part of the effects. So first effect was the burnout, the stress, and all that stuff. Second effect was the fact that you don't enjoy life as a woman, and you don't like the fact that you're a woman, right? The third effect, there's so many effects, but the third one that I want to talk about today is what I would call the big picture. See, each and every one of us here, we were sent on earth for a reason. Everybody has a purpose. Each and every one of you, even if you don't know it, you have a purpose. You're not a random person on earth. When you are being Superwoman, it's almost like you're in this full life. You think that that's what you were called to do. And the reason why I said you think that, because when you are acting in your purpose, it should feel good. It should feel like you will be glowing. Okay, ladies, you will be shining. You will be happy. It shouldn't feel like work. But when you're in your Superwoman syndrome, all you feel is work. I didn't want to use work. Work is all you feel is like burdens upon burdens. Now, when you're in that place, you are living in survival. You are just living to survive the next day. Okay, I'll get a breather today and whatnot. You're not thinking about why you're on earth, what you're here for, you're not even thinking that far, because you're in survival mode. Your body is literally working day and night to keep you alive. That's it. And so sometimes women will reach out to me and say, AB, how can I be more feminine? Or how can I tap into my feminine energy more? And then they'll give me the scenario that they are. And I'm like, girl, you're in survival. You cannot be feminine, or you cannot tap into your feminine energy when you are in survival. Your body wouldn't let you. Self-preservation is the strongest instinct in the human body. So when the human body is not safe, you cannot do anything else other than things that will try to keep you safe. So when you are Superwoman, you are so stressed out that you don't have the time, space, energy to do anything else. Now, some women, sorry, I just remembered a call I was having, and I was coaching someone through this, and we arrived at her purpose, and the light in that woman came out, and I was just on that call, and it was like this angel on that call, and I was just like, gosh, if I didn't do the work to get here, this woman who was sent to me to help, who would have helped her? Probably somebody else. But I wouldn't have had that privilege to see that. And even her. And I'm just like, I wonder how many women who can have the chance to live a fulfilling life, but they don't, because they have been told that they have to be a certain way to feel worthy of being a woman. How sad is that? Beyond the stress, the feeling of being stressed and your health, I didn't even talk about health. We'll probably talk about that in another training. Beyond all of that, the part that really, when I think about it, my heart just like goes into the place. I'm like, the part of getting and knowing your purpose, it will never come out if you're in a place of survival and trying to help and save everybody. It will never come out, because for you to understand why you're on earth, you need space. You need to feel safe. You need to feel full. You need to feel present. But you will never have that if you are constantly trying to solve and fix everybody else without actually having time for you. You will never. And I know people who have died. They never got that. They died in a place of survival, not because they were poor or not because they didn't have the means to, but they didn't have the knowledge and everything else to be able to slow down and take control of their life. Everybody else was running their life until they ran them to the ground. And when I just hear those things, it just, I don't know. And so beyond the whole self-care, that's why when I hear get your nails done, like, yeah, I love getting my nails done, but the bigger picture, we're not talking about it more. We're not talking about how life is losing out, because a lot of women are so lost, they don't even know why they're here. We're losing out. Some of you have been sent to create something that's supposed to change the world. You cannot even get there because you're so stressed. You cannot even access that. So that's the third part. And when I go online and I'm like, how many people are even talking about this part? Because it's the most important. This is what will give you fulfillment. This is what will light you up from within. This is what will, you have that glow. When you're living in your purpose, ladies, you'll be squealing. Like, ah! Not every time though, okay? Not every time. But you will have a feeling of, gosh, now I know why I'm here. Oh, so this is why I'm here. And when you also understand your purpose, you would also get that, and of course, understanding this work about balance. When you have that knowledge of knowing how to balance and knowing your purpose, it's magic. It's magic. Because sometimes some people know their purpose, but they don't understand balancing it out, so they run themselves up to the ground. But when you understand this whole thing about taking care of yourself and understanding why you're not doing it, and then you step into your purpose, magic. Magic. It's a different level. It's your quality of life here. Everything that you've always wanted, you will get it. Because now there's nothing stopping you from doing why you're doing the thing that you're on earth for. So all that you desire, you will have it. I'm speaking from experience. And so beyond, yes, I'm going to keep talking about the health impacts and whatnot, but beyond that, I just want you ladies to understand that it is so important. This work is so important because there are bigger things in you that needs to come out. Bigger things in you. Bigger. When you remember that, when it's time to take a break, to go have some lunch after you've done your part at work, you won't feel guilty. Because you know your purpose is bigger than that, and you cannot afford to stall it because you're taking time for yourself. You will reevaluate when people are asking you things that are so unreasonable and you're afraid to say no. When you remember that, wait a minute, I have to do this. My purpose is, this is going to affect my purpose. That becomes your It's essentially the main thing that would help you in having courage to speak up and enforce your boundaries and become more assertive. It wouldn't be coming from a place of, I'm not giving anybody anything because they've taken too much from me. It won't be coming from this restrictive place where we're trying to protect ourselves. Because when you're on that spectrum, you don't feel safe as well. And now you're putting up shields and guards so that you can at least protect yourself and feel that false sense of safety. And I say false because you cannot continue to live like that. You will not be happy. You would not feel fulfilled. You would not be able to know what it means to truly connect with people and just be a human being. You wouldn't feel that because your heart is closed, and now you're in a place of, I need to protect myself. I need to protect myself. So do you ladies see? Do you see the ripple effects of this? I could talk about this a whole day. I haven't even got into other ripple effects that this has caused, but I wanted to take just top 3 because I know that a lot of you are currently experiencing this right now. But there's hope. There's always hope. There's always hope. First announcement that I want to make is I am having a masterclass in July, the 3rd week in July. And in that masterclass, I've been talking about balance and whatnot, but in that masterclass, we're going to go deep into psychology now. And I'm going to teach you how to become the kind of woman that has balance. Because that's actually how you have the thing. You have to become the thing first. So I'm going to teach you what it means to start becoming that kind of person. So if you have the belief of you're supposed to do this because that's what it means to be a woman, that's all you know, the people in your family are doing all of that stuff, we're going to take all that belief and throw it away. We're going to do the work here. So I'm going to put the link so that you can register for that masterclass. It's free. It's free. But we're going to start there so that you can start taking the step to be able to enjoy life. Enjoy the life that you have. Have time for your family. Have time for your children, for your husband. Have time for yourself. Be present. Enjoy your work. Go to the gym. Take care of your body. Take care of your beauty. Eat the food that you want. Not unhealthy food. Healthy food. Make more money. Because money comes out of you when you're playing. It's how you manifest more money. Rise up in your careers if that's what you want. Just feel good. Feel good, but it does require you to become that kind of person first. When you become that kind of person, then you wouldn't need willpower to be able to balance out your life. You wouldn't need to stress out so much. It's you. So it's going to come easy to you. It's going to come easy to you. How are we doing it? Oh, okay. This was a long one. I actually didn't want to be a long one, but I said what needs to be said. If I have more, we're going to do a part 2. Okay? So if any of you ladies have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm going to put the link for the masterclass. The second announcement is the masterclass is 3 weeks from now. So if you are seeking help and you don't know where to start, reach out to me. You don't have to have it all figured out. That's why I do this. That's why I'm here. Okay, reach out to me. Let's talk and see how we can get you to having that balance, that life of fulfillment and peace and presence and joy. You know? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, but other than that, that's all I have for you ladies today. In that masterclass, we're gonna go deep. We're gonna go deep. So over the next few weeks, I'm going to be talking more about what we're going to be doing and teaching you guys more. But in that masterclass, we're going to do something that you have never seen before, because the work is what I do with people who pay me, with what I do with my clients. Okay? But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this training. There's more where that came from. I'll see you ladies later. If I have more, maybe I might do the part 2 this week. I don't know. We'll see. But there's more that's coming out because I feel like there's a lot that I did not talk about today. Okay? But other than that, ladies, I will see you soon. Okay? Bye.